Ladies and gents, boys and girls, happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. Chris Phillips here of the Daily Crow of the Spurs Up Show. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in. We have got a packed show, a lot to get into here on a Thursday. Appreciate you all tuning in. I see Todd Smith, Sean O'Brien, Brack, Carolina Titan, Jordan Smith, Rob Travey, Leonard Matthews, Bryant Hughes, John Gibbs, Brendan. What is going on? Appreciate you all tuning in, taking your questions, your comments, and your calls as well. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Guys, I'll tell you this. I woke up this morning. I am fired up here on a Thursday because today's podcast, today's show that dropped this morning, talking officially the game this weekend. We're diving in the nitty-gritty when it comes to South Carolina, East Carolina, a pivotal matchup this weekend in Greenville, North Carolina, as the Gamecocks look to get to 2-0. And I think we're going to learn some things, guys. I think we're going to get some answers to our questions in regards to this Gamecocks football team. And that, folks, has me very, very, very excited. Before we get into everything, guys, I do want to tell you about our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm, because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Guys, they're young but experienced and aggressive attorneys. They're both former prosecutors who used to represent insurance companies but switching sides. They both worked at larger law firms where they represented hundreds of clients at a time. And guys, they both left to start their own law firm because they understand you're not just a line item, you're not just a number, you're a real human being, and you should be treated as such. They're a small boutique law firm that treats their clients like family. Guys, they're going to know who you are and treat you like a client and not a number. They handle injury cases that arise from car accidents and work accidents. Guys, do not try to take on the insurance company yourself. You've been involved in any type of accident, no matter what it may be. The last thing you should be worried about is paperwork, dealing with the insurance company. Let the experts over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm handle it for you, guys. They use the latest technology to make representation efficient yet effective. Again, let them take care, guys, of everything for you. You don't even pay them unless they recover money for you. Rami's in Columbia, Curtis in Charleston. They handle cases statewide. They also offer virtual or in-person consultations at no charge. Guys, give them a call today in Columbia, 803-973-0304, or in their Somerville location, 843-388-3368, or, of course, guys, your one-stop shop, their website, dsinjurylaw.com. That is dsinjurylaw.com for more information. Again, guys, it's our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. All aboard. Yes, all aboard the Shane train. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Jonathan Lee, what's going on, my friend? Appreciate you tuning in. Let's see here. Daddy O, what's up? Brian Welch is my ass kicking chicken hat. Came in today. Hat is straight flames. Brian, appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for that. Thank you. I'm glad you like the merch. Thank you so much. Jonathan Lee, no, tomorrow I will give my score prediction. Tomorrow, of course, Fridays is when we lock in our official score predictions. Tomorrow's podcast, and I'll drop my prediction graphic and all that good stuff. But tomorrow is when we'll lock in the official score prediction for Saturday's game. Chris Faircloth, is their phone number dial all fives? Not quite. Carolina Titan Doty should see some significant playing time. He sounded healthy yesterday. Yeah, as you see behind me, the whiteboard. A lot of chatter going on right now when it comes to the Gamecocks quarterback and the quarterback position, who's going to play, who's not going to play. I'm taking it all with a grain of salt, guys. I mean, Shane Beamer's obviously not announcing anything, and I feel like everyone is trying to get the inside scoop. Everyone's trying to be the person that knows something the other person doesn't. Like I said, I appreciate the people that reach out to me. If you're tuned in, I know there's probably some of you in here. I appreciate it. I really do. I'm taking it all with a grain of salt, man. I just am. Nobody knows. People want to know. They think they know. Nobody knows. So, again, we'll see what happens. Whether it's Doty, whether it's Nolan, shut up and go win. That's what I say. Shut up and go win. You got to go win a football game. Bottom line, you got to go win a football game. I don't give a damn who's behind center. I mean, I'll tell you guys this. One of my key matchups on today's show, talking about this weekend, is with Luke Doty. So I guess if he doesn't play, I'll just look like an idiot. But as of right now, who knows? He may play, he may not. He may start, he may not. We don't know. That's the point, though. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Lance, what's going on, my man? Darrell Wall Jr., positive vibes all day, every day. Indeed, I appreciate you. Joseph says, hey, Chris, would you consider Clemson having a lot of good history and tradition before the year 2015? I mean, they did have a national championship, but, certainly not a crazy, crazy historic traditional place. Also, guys, if you're in the Big Cock Club Discord, head over to TDC Questions to make sure your TDC Questions channel is answered. Gamecock 68 says in the TDC Questions channel, great podcast this morning. Didn't realize the Gamecocks had such an awesome golf squad. Yes. Caitlin Dambaugh. Appreciate her taking the time chatting, guys. One of the best to ever do it. We talked Gamecocks women's golf. Their program is kicking ass. Be sure to support them for sure, man. Everything they're doing, it's incredible. Bad Brad 757 says 48 hours until kickoff. LFG. Yeah. We are literally 48 hours away. So crazy to think. Let's see. Lance Player says, bro, I made it. Someone commented on YouTube from this morning that I needed an intervention. And I'm here like, nope, what I need is another Busch Latte. Yes, Lance, when in doubt, just drink another Busch Latte. That's all you need in life. Just drink another Busch Latte. We got our friend Narnard. Narnard's back. Narnard is back. He says, rest Doty for the Georgia game unless it is close. Again, the conversation is not complicated. It's not. Who should start at quarterback is not complicated. Truly, it's not, guys. If Luke Doty is healthy enough to play, which means he's 100%, you start him. Is he your starting quarterback or is he not? Is he your starting quarterback or is he not? Because this whole rest him for Georgia thing, are you like, think about what you are saying. Rest him for Georgia. What? Think about what you are saying. So it's very simple. Either Doty's 110% and he starts and he plays and he's your quarterback, or he's not 110% and he does not play because he's not healthy. That's it. It's not some complicated thing. It's not some complicated thing. Insider season. Like I said, insider season. Great weekend to be an insider, I guess. Let's see, guys. CollegeFootballNews.com. You know, we love those guys. They dropped their prediction for the South Carolina-East Carolina game. You guys want to hear what they have to say? I think you'll all be very intrigued at what they have to say. So this is East Carolina's take on the game, okay? So they give you a why South Carolina will win, a why East Carolina will win, and then what is actually going to happen, okay? So here we go. This is collegefootballnews.com. I read these guys growing up. I feel like at this point, if you're tuned to the show, you are familiar with collegefootballnews.com, and we've covered them a little bit here and there. Again, collegefootballnews.com. Why South Carolina will win. This is what they say. That's how it's supposed to work when South Carolina plays Eastern Illinois. New head coach Shane Beamer got to see what his team could do in live action, beating the Panthers 46-0. The running game was great. Fill-in quarterback Zeb Nolan threw 4 touchdown passes, and the defense was swarming. The Gamecocks allowed just 109 yards of total Panther offense, with the backups producing almost as well as the ones. East Carolina has a high-powered offense with good veteran passing parts, but the running game is going to struggle. App State is terrific, but it doesn't have the defensive front South Carolina has. The Mountaineers kept ECU to 86 yards rushing in the 33-19 win, and there won't be a whole lot more production this week. Get to Ehlers, keep the ECU passing game from going off, and the D will be doing its job. They then say why East Carolina will win. Just how real is South Carolina is the first sentence. It's going to be a work in progress all year long under Beamer as the depth has to rise up around a decent starting 22. Yes, the defensive front is good, but can the offensive line hold up if the Pirates find some semblance of a pass rush? More than that, this game is about Ehlers. The Pirates have the receivers to keep spreading the ball around. Ehlers has pulled off big home upsets in the past. 41-19 over North Carolina in 2018. And the O just might get hot enough early to make South Carolina press. What's going to happen? Again, this is collegefootballnews.com's prediction. South Carolina might have its issues, but the defensive front will take over in this game. App State was able to run effectively. 2 Mountaineers hit the 100-yard mark, and the defensive front got to Ehlers enough to matter. Here we go with round 2, but this time with South Carolina getting well over 200 yards on the ground to go along with 5 sacks. 5 sacks. They're calling. Final score prediction, South Carolina 34, East Carolina 20. CollegeFootballNews.com picking the Gamecocks to win by 14 points. Folks, I will sign up for that score right now. Give me that score right now, folks. My goodness. Am I saying it's impossible? No. But I'll take it. I'll take it right now. I'll sign up for a 14-point win right freaking now. No question. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Oh, here we go. Can you guys hear me okay? There we go. I think we had turned down the mic volume. Somebody had brought it up. I think we had turned down the mic volume from over the weekend. It seems like nobody else was having an issue, but let's see. Who was it that said that? Cody Gaskin said something about it. So, let's see. Jeff Sweat says Doty needs to play in a hostile environment prior to playing in Athens. It's just a simple thing, guys. Like I told you, I don't care who plays quarterback. I don't care who starts. Just go win. I don't care. I truly do not care. I don't care who starts. Just go win. With that being said, I think the best version of this football team, the best version of this offense does come with Luke Doty under center. No question. David Barnes says, do you think the national media is overreacting to Clemson's lack of offense against Georgia? Lack of offense against Georgia. As much as I'm ready for Clem sucks to fall off the map, I think Georgia's defense is just that good. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of an overreaction. I think everybody just hates Clemson, and everybody's wanting to pick on them and make a deal of it. So, I mean, it's been fun. It's been fun to see, no doubt. It's week 1. Everybody's overreacting to everything. It's been one game. We got 11 more to go. So, Brian Welch. ECU can look at the film on Zeb from last week. They can only look at film from Doty being thrown in the fire from last year. If Beamer waits till game day to name a much more mature Doty the starter, ECU won't know what hit him. Doty is our guy. Yeah, hey, trust him, Beamer. I think Beamer will make the right decision, no question. There's a reason you hired him as your head football coach. There's a reason he's in that position. He'll make the decision that best fits the football team. Bottom line. John Gibbs says, as far as the quarterback's concerned, let the coaches do their thing. Don't worry about it unless we get the future 5-star quarterback in, which we know, and there's no question who's starting, then it is what it is. I feel like every South Carolina coach always goes through this, but we are human, so it's understandable. Yeah, I mean, I think fans want to be able, John, to wrap their arms around their starting quarterback, a starting quarterback, the guy. You know, we all want to have the guy. It feels good to have the guy. So I'm surprised you guys didn't say anything about the volume yesterday, because I guess or anytime this week, because we've actually I remember now I adjusted that mic volume on last Saturday at Jay's Corner, because the volume was going crazy. Surprised nobody said anything. We made it all the way to Thursday with nobody saying anything. Whatever. Either way, 843-790-3377, guys. It's 843-790-3377. We do have a couple texts here. Hunter Wages says, Sometimes I wonder if people went to sleep at the end of the 2013 season and then just woke up for this game. In 2013, our program was in a place where we could expect to win this game in a blowout. The reality of this situation is we're a rebuilding program right now, and this is a game. It's going to be a grind. We're not in a position where we can, quote, rest our starting quarterback, end quote, against ECU. Just a reality check of where we're at. It's not a bad thing. It's just true. Hunter, you ain't got to apologize to me, my guy, because I agree with you. I agree with you 110%. Yeah, Carolina's not in a position right now where you can, let's rest players. Like, you know, and that's why, you know, I said about this game, I'm not taking this game lightly. South Carolina's not at a point where you can take this game lightly, guys. They're not. We're not. I mean, I'm glad College Football News is picking a blowout. That's great. I'm not expecting that, though. I think it's going to be a very close back-and-forth football game. Let's jump to the phone lines real quick. Bradley, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Appreciate you asking. What's up?
Yeah. Did you watch Coach Houston's interview this week for ECU? Looking forward to our game?
I didn't watch his interview. I actually listened to my buddy Cox by 90's interview with him, but I did not watch his media availability. No, I did not.
The media availability was very, very interesting. They asked him if he had took the extra days to prepare for us since they played a Thursday night game, and he said they did not. They did their regular schedule where the coach's staff met on Saturday. The media asked him about the special teams struggle that they had at the beginning of the Appalachian State game, and he said, yeah, we had some problems, but we got it worked out. Just kind of like brushed over it really briefly. He also said that his players seemed to struggle and weren't up to game speed yet, and that's kind of why they struggled against Appalachian State. And he even admitted that his running backs are not very good blockers. They just kind of want to get the ball, and they got to work on that. Those were all points that I thought was very alarming, especially given that they're picked to win.
Yeah, doesn't sound too complimentary of his team, does he?
No, not at all. And then you top it off when they asked him about South Carolina. They said, do you think this is good for your team going against an SEC school? And he said, Appalachian State's a top 25 team. I mean, there's good teams all. He just basically brushed over the fact that we're an SEC school, showed absolutely no respect.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I can't
I just
speak.
thought those were really hard points when I was watching.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought maybe you could bring them up, and I'm like, man, I don't know how you picked this team to win after hearing stuff like that.
Yeah,
from
I mean,
coach's mouth.
is it coach speak? Is it he's poor? I mean, whatever, man. It's all coach banter BS during the week, anyways. So Houston will have his.
True, but then you watch.
Right.
You watch Coach Beamer, and it's way more professional. Gives a lot of respect to ECU. Talks about how it's going to be a challenge. Coach Houston, on the other hand, was just like, "Yeah, we got some problems. We're not worried about South Carolina." It's like, what?
Yeah. I mean, well, I can tell you this, man. We should all know that Houston will have his team ready to play. I mean, he beat you with Citadel, so he's going to have his team ready to play. Does he like South Carolina? I have no idea. Do I care? I don't. But he'll have them ready to go.
I totally get that. I just think going into this game, I don't know if it's going to be that big of a challenge like everybody thinks. I mean, special teams is going to play huge in this game, and if we keep getting the ball on their side of the 50, this could get ugly.
Yeah, I mean, definitely if you can force some turnovers as well. I mean, if turnovers play a factor, and you're able to get the ball off Holton Ahlers and their guy, I mean, you certainly could pull away, no question. I mean, I don't know, man. I've looked at this game. They're going to have this game circled. I don't care what Mike Houston says. I mean, they're going to be ready to go. Raucous environment. And it's not even that I think ECU is some world beaters, obviously. I just still think we have a plethora of questions, and until they're answered, I mean, I don't know, man. I've convinced myself all preseason that this is going to be a fight and it's going to be a one-score game, and until I'm proven otherwise, I'm not confident yet enough to pick Carolina to win in a blowout. This isn't EIU. This is a team that actually has a pulse. So
I totally understand, and I absolutely love your show. But I was just saying, I'm not saying we're going to win in a blowout, but if we keep getting the ball on their side of the field, they have those special team struggles like they did against Appalachian State. If the backs can't block, we keep getting in the backfield. It will be a blowout.
Yeah.
If they struggle like they did against Appalachian State.
Yeah, I mean, dude, South Carolina's the more talented football team. Let's not kid ourselves there. They are, for sure. And I mean, that's where the game will won in the trenches. I know that's like an overused thing, and you could say that every single week, but that is your biggest talent discrepancy is at the line of scrimmage. I think ECU's actually got some pretty decent athletes. I think Holton Ahlers is a good quarterback, but on the line of scrimmage, can they hang with you? That's the question. That's the question. You'll be able to bully them around and push them around, I believe. But again, I'm hesitant to even say that, certainly, because I said the same thing about the Appalachian State game in 2019. I know it's a completely different regime, totally different era, whatever, but, let's go do it. We should do it. Let's go do it, though. So But that's the matchup within the matchup, if you will, that you're talking about, like key matchups, position units. You should have the advantage on both lines of scrimmage. And if you're getting after Ehlers, if you can contain him and make the pocket very chaotic, then obviously run the football. I think you're going to have a successful day. There's no question.
Oh, definitely. And Harris coming back is probably
huge,
the biggest addition this week.
Huge for sure. It's huge. I agree with you 110%. All right,
thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate the call.
Yeah, man. Bye.
Great stuff. 843-790-3377, guys. It's 843-790-3377. Chris Miller texts in, says, all the banter about the Georgia game is nice and all, but all is for naught if we don't take care of ECU. We have to take care of business this weekend to stay on track. We have more in our control to win this game than the Georgia game. Honestly, the quarterback under center will not make the difference in the Georgia game. The only way we beat Georgia would be for Georgia to commit penalties, turn the ball over, and us to score on defense. I just don't see a way our offense scores more than 21 points on that Georgia defense, even if we play spectacular. Unfortunately, I don't see us beating Georgia. It would take Georgia beating themselves and us taking advantage to win in that matchup. Let's go beat ECU. Yeah, let's focus on this East Carolina game. We'll have all week to talk Georgia. We'll have all week to talk about that game against Georgia. I know we can look ahead. We certainly can look ahead, and we all know it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a very, very tall task. So I want to focus on ECU. South Carolina's got a challenge this weekend. I'm glad Gamecock fans are confident. It's been a while since we came into a game and felt confident, felt like we should win, and there's been so much the cloud of doubt and uncertainty. Like, I'm very glad that South Carolina fans are confident and feel good about this football game. Like I said, guys, and maybe it's a fault of my own, I've spent this entire preseason just mentally preparing myself for a fight on Saturday. I have been spending all preseason preparing for a very, very competitive and close football game. I just have. And as great as the win over EIU was, a 46-0 win over EIU doesn't convince me that South Carolina's all of a sudden an 8-win team and they're going to go out there and just handle East Carolina. So prove it. Go win by 21. Then all of a sudden you're like, hey, maybe this team's ahead of schedule. Tyler Nola says, look for Ortre and Van to have big games this weekend. Hey, I think Josh Van certainly. I think Van is a guy, he has a couple of catches, maybe a touchdown this weekend. All of a sudden you look at him and say, hey, he's emerging. He's emerging as a playmaker, a real threat on the outside for us. Somebody's going to have to emerge as that guy. Who's going to be your number one option? Somebody's going to have to emerge as that guy at some point. Maybe Josh Van's the guy. Ortre Smith, one catch last week. I hate to say it, guys, but the truth is I don't have high expectations for Ortre this season. I told you guys in the preseason, I've sold my Ortre Smith stock, and until he shows that he's the player he was from 2017, I don't have any reason to buy back in. Bad Brad, my bad. Anyone else headed to the game this weekend in here? Also, if anyone knows where the good bar is Friday night in Greenville. Keith in the TDC Questions channel says, I think we just need to see improvement every week. If we do that, only good things will come out. Yeah, for sure. You want to see a football team improve week to week? No question, Keith. I agree with you 110%. Yeah, Gamecocks favored by 2 right now. John Kruger says that Zeb Nolan, Dylan Thompson comment still pisses me off. Yeah, where is that guy at? Where is that guy at? Why is he not calling in today? I told him to call in. He DM'd me, said he had a lot to talk about. David Pitts on Twitter. I don't know. David Pitts thinks he's like the messiah of Gamecocks athletics. I don't know. I'd love to have him call in, though. Seriously, would love it. Said that Zeb Nolan is just a step below Dylan Thompson. Yeah, just the wildest comment I've ever heard. Wildest comment I've ever heard. Let's see. Doc Graybeard says, my prediction's 35-7. He says, I don't believe ECU will move the ball methodically. They may beat our secondary once. I truly believe our defensive backfield has heard enough about how they are a weakness. Well, Doc, that's great. That's great. I'm glad they're pissed off. I'm glad they've heard a lot about it. Go prove it. And until proven otherwise, the secondary is a deficiency. That's the only way you can look at it. I'm sorry. They will be tested. They will be tested. I mean, there's guys I'm excited about back there. There's no question. Darius Rush, Jalen Dickerson, R.J. Roderick coming back. Cam Smith, obviously. I think he's a really, really good player. You got to go prove it, though. You got to go prove it. Bottom line, got to go prove it. I mean, I love how confident our fans are after a 46-0 win over EIU. I really am. I love it. And guys, I want to make it very clear, by the way, I'm optimistic about the game. My official prediction will drop tomorrow, but I'm very optimistic about the game. I mean, I picked this as a win in the preseason. I just think it's going to be close. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Now, again, if you can force a few turnovers, get the football, because Holt Nailors has shown, as good of a quarterback as he is, that he will turn it over. He will give up the football, right? He'll make mistakes. And I think South Carolina, the big thing, one of my keys to the game this weekend, I talked about on the podcast today, is containing Holt Nailors, containing him, right? No doubt we're going to get pressure, but he is a guy who's mobile. He can run. And you need to make him one-dimensional, in my opinion. Do not let him get outside the pocket. Do not let him extend the plays. Do not let him beat you with his legs. Because if the quarterback run game gets going, all of a sudden, you have a whole other plethora of problems. That's when your coverage busts start to happen. That's when big plays, again, just simply in the quarterback run game, start to happen. So you're going to get pressure, contain him, make it a very chaotic pocket. You do that, I think Ahlers is a guy, he thinks he's got a golden arm. He'll try to fit it in tight spaces. All of a sudden, you're able to get a couple turnovers. The momentum builds, and then the route is on. And then you're getting a score like a 34-20, like collegefootballnews.com predicted. I'm not saying it's impossible, but again, I have cautious optimism. That is the best way I can put it. I have cautious optimism. I mean, I picked this as a 4-point game in the preseason, guys. If it is a double-digit game, I'll be surprised. I'll be a little surprised. Just call it for what it is. So, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Also, guys, if you're in the TDC, the Big Cock Club, head over to TDC Questions, the TDC Questions channel, in the Big Cock Club Discord to be sure your questions are answered. Guys, I do want to say this. Thank you to all those who came out to Tin Roof last night. Had a great time. Appreciate all those who tuned in digitally. Was really, really fun talking with you all. Watch party this Saturday in upstate South Carolina, downtown Greenville. We will be at Carolina Ale House watching the Gamecocks take on ECU. Doors open at 11, kickoff at noon. And also, guys, if you come out to Carolina Ale House in Greenville, South Carolina on Saturday, downtown Greenville, everyone who comes out, you tell them you're there for the Spurs Up show, you tell them you're there for the watch party, you're going to get 10% off your entire order. Food, drink, everything. Appreciate Carolina Ale House taking care of our people. Really excited, though, guys. And again, like I said, looking forward to partying with a bunch of upstate Gamecocks. Really looking forward to it. Going to be a really good time. We'll be heading to the upstate tomorrow. Staying there for the weekend. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Going to be a blast. I really am. So, again, guys, 843-790-3377. Tommy Wallace says, Beamer's team's going to play with an aggressive edge. Muschamp play with a conservative edge. Gamecock fans will slowly adjust and get past the Muschamp days, hopefully. Again, Tommy, I have no doubt we'll be well coached and ready to play. I have no doubt. It's one game. We beat EIU 46-0. Let's just, like I said, there's no conclusions can be drawn. None. Zero. Zilch. Nada. None. I talked about this last night at Tin Roof, and I'll talk about it again with you all. I was excited last week for the Gamecock season opener. There's no question, right? But the reason I'm excited for the game this weekend and the reason I was excited last week for the game that weekend are two different things. I was excited last week because, the game to me was awesome, but really what the game symbolized and signified was more important to me. The beginning of a new era, the dawning of a new age with Gamecocks football, right? The beginning of the Shane Beamer era. All of that good stuff. So I was excited for those reasons. But this weekend, I am genuinely excited because I think we're actually going to learn about our football team. We're going to have answers to some of our questions, at least the start of some answers. We're going to have answers, and that excites me. Hey, we're going to get a test. We're going to see what happens, right? I'm excited to learn about this football team. I am. Tyler Knoll says, I got a question for you. If Carolina comes out and wins by double digits this weekend, does it change your outlook on the season? Tyler Knoll, I picked the Gamecocks. I picked the Gamecocks to go 6-6. If South Carolina wins by double digits, it doesn't really change my predictions. It just makes me feel confident that South Carolina will make a bowl game. But no, it doesn't all of a sudden make me say we go 8-4. All right, let's jump to the phone lines real quick. Phil, what's going on, man? How are you?
Pretty good, Christopher. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing well. Appreciate you asking. What's up?
I am headed towards Stephen King land, heading up to Maine this weekend for a little vacation. So
God's country.
Yeah, something like that. Pennywise's country, actually. Pennywise the clown. But I just want to let you know the weather right now in New Hampshire is 76 degrees, cloudy, a little bit of rain going on, but hopefully we got some good weather ahead.
Indeed. Very good. Love to hear it.
In terms of the game this weekend, I'm really curious to see what happens with Shane Beamer and the boys. What type of in-game adjustments will they need to make if they need to make any? I mean, this is really the first worthy adversary for the Gamecocks this season, so just really interested to see that. I'll be back in New Hampshire by that time to watch the game with all the colors on. So excited for the game.
Yeah, I'm excited too, man. Like I said, I'm excited to learn some things about this football team. We'll get some answers. I love the optimism, and I love the positive energy from Gamecock fans. I just hope we're feeling that same thing next week, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, even if the game doesn't go our way, just everybody be patient. You know, this is season one, year one of the Shane Beamer era. Things are going to get a little weird, ultimately, with this roster and this team. And ultimately, we just have to, as fans, keep the faith, let him do his thing. It's not going to be all sunshine and roses this year, I guarantee you. Because that team next week, if we don't get stalked this week, which, I don't think it will happen, but next week we've got a team, that could definitely just absolutely annihilate us, because that team is on the way to a national championship, perhaps.
Right.
So everybody just keep the faith, hang in there. This is year one. Let's build this thing up. Let's trust Shane Beamer to do the right thing.
Yeah, let him work. Let him work. I agree with you, man. It's going to be a work in progress. There's no question. And I feel like, again, that's the side I've been sort of playing, is just trying to keep perspective. That's it. Just try to keep perspective. There's still holes in the roster. I don't care if you beat EIU by 46. There are holes in the roster that have to be fixed. Yep. And, let Shane Beamer and his staff, you hired him to do a job. Let him work. I agree. But, I'm excited for the game this weekend as well, man. I'm very glad we're playing ECU week 2 and not Georgia. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, I agree. Could be a nice tune-up game to see, where this roster looks like ultimately when they face a team that could potentially beat them, and let's hopefully get the win and then go into the Georgia week, with a little bit of confidence, having beat a actual opponent that is worthy to be on the field with us. So that's all I got for you, man. Go Cox.
Go Cox. Appreciate you, Phil. Thanks so much. Good stuff. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls. Sean O'Brien in the TDC Questions channel says, do you think we still lead the pack in landing Oscar Delp? Oscar Delp informing Sports Talk that he is going to be visiting at the South Carolina Georgia game in Athens, and also will be at the Kentucky game. Or let's see, he will be at the Troy game, October the 2nd, I believe. October the 2nd. So, who knows, man? Who knows? I think South Carolina's got a good shot. I mean, I think it's 50-50. I mean, so not sure I can lock in my crystal ball or anything, but we'll see. You're battling Georgia. There's no question. You're battling Georgia. So 843-790-3377. Brian Welch says, I would spy Ehlers all day with Jordan Birch. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good move. It's a pretty good move for sure. I think, again, containing the quarterback run game, in my opinion, is going to be pivotal. How many times have we watched South Carolina football and seen them get beat by a dual threat quarterback? How many times have we seen it? More than I would like to remember. So contain Holton Ahlers. Take the quarterback run away. Take the scramble game away. Make him beat you in the pocket. Because I think you're going to stop the run. Like collegefootballnews.com said, I think you're going to stop the run. I think you'll hold up well against them. And they only ran it for 86 yards against App State. Your front's better than Appalachian State's. There's no question. Your front's better than App State's. So I think you'll be able to stop the run game. They're going to have to lean on beating you in the pass game. Sure. And I'd imagine that's their game plan. I'd imagine that's their game plan, guys. Our known commodity, our strength, is the front seven. The unknown is the back of the defense. Can your secondary hold up? Some good athletes up there in Greenville now. There's some good athletes in Greenville. Some good athletes. They've got athletes that can give you problems. They can give you trouble. That's all I'm saying. So, let's see. Joseph says, if we were to get to 6 wins, which 2 games outside of EIU, ECU, Troy, and Vandy do we win? Well, Joseph, I can tell you this in the preseason. I picked those 4 plus Tennessee and Auburn. So, but I think it'll be some combination of those 4 and splitting the toss-ups, which are Kentucky, Tennessee, Mizzou, and Auburn. I think you'll be splitting those. Doc Graybeard says, professional analysis, we must absolutely score more than ECU to get a win. Go Cox. Doc, put that comment in the Hall of Fame. Joseph, hopefully Tennessee's during the day, but Missouri at night would be pretty cool, I think. Hunter Herlong, Rome wasn't built in a day. A few years of hard work and great recruiting will get us there. I agree. Jeff Sweat says the beauty of this ECU game is that most of our coaches have been in Greenville, North Carolina with previous teams. Yes. So, you heard Shane Beamer. He understands it'll be a challenge. And I'm sure tonight on Carolina Calls, he'll talk more about that. Like I said, guys, I want to make it very clear. I want to make this very clear. Okay? South Carolina's got more talent. This is a game you should expect to win. South Carolina fans should expect to win this football game. If I'm still scarred from the previous regime, guys, I apologize. I don't know what else to tell you. But I don't even think it's that, guys. It's just understanding the roster. Guys, there's nothing wrong. I think it's actually healthy to have realistic expectations and to not get out over your skis. Again, picking a 14, 21-point win, if that happens, dude, I hope we win by 1,000,000. Cox by 90, right? But I think it's healthy to keep realistic expectations and to understand the challenge and what Shane Beamer is working with. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think that it's actually healthy. But make no mistake, South Carolina should win the football game. You're more talented than ECU. There's no question. You have SEC talent. On the outside, do they have athletes that can hurt you? Yeah, I think they do. Actually, I really think they do. But the biggest talent discrepancy in the football game, it comes at the line of scrimmage, guys. And that's where the game, as much as football might change, that's where the game will be won. If you can whip them up front, you will have your way with ECU. There is no question. You will have your way. Again, am I a little scarred from the previous regime? Maybe so. Because I feel like I was saying this exact same thing. When the Gamecocks took on Appalachian State in 2019. I was saying the exact same thing. I can go back and pull up the clips. Hey, they can't hang with you at the line of scrimmage. You're better than them at the line of scrimmage. South Carolina's going to win. And what happened? Gamecocks got bullied. Got whipped all night. So I'm just saying, I'm a believer in Shane Beamer. I'm a believer in everything he's got going on. I just want to see it. But Gamecock fans should be confident. This is a game you should win. There's no doubt. But we're also not to the point as a program where I think we can take anything for granted. That's just where we are right now. That's just where we are. Doc Graybeard. Here's an interesting comment from Doc. He says, we know the level of competition this weekend will be stiffer for the Gamecocks, but we need to remember we're a much stiffer opponent than they have faced as well. Now, Doc, that's an interesting comment because I will ask you all this. I'll pose this question to the masses. Right now, if South Carolina played App State on Saturday, who would win? Is South Carolina right now a better team than App State? I'm just asking. I'm just posing a question. That's all I'm doing. Is South Carolina right now a better football team than Appalachian State? I think it'd be a very close game, guys. I don't know that South Carolina would be a favorite in the game. I hate to say that, but I don't know that they'd be a favorite. So, again, guys, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Luke RJ says the defense will show up and stop a running quarterback. Confident in Clayton White. The guy was a top assistant in the country twice. We will be ready to play. I have no doubt. We will be well coached. I have no doubt. I fully believe that. We'll be ready to play. Sean O'Brien says App State, they're a genuinely good football team, which is why the ECU App State game shouldn't be overlooked. I think App State is a very good team. They're a borderline top 25 team. Bradley Kane, not according to Coach Houston. He thinks App State's a better team. Eric Fryer, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you tuning in. Always great to have Eric join the show. Christopher Miller says, I think being a noon game helps us with regards to the crowd as compared to a night game. What are your thoughts? I mean, certainly you'd like to think it being noon, the crowd won't be quite as rowdy. And, guys, I've never been to Greenville. I've never been to ECU, but I know people that have. And I've heard it is their fan base is known for being raucous. We'll put it that way. So, known for being raucous. So, Doc Graybeard with a super chat. Doc, thank you, Doc. I appreciate the love and support, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Doc. Truly, sincerely, man. Thank you. Thank you for the love and support, man. I will say that I want to thank all of you for the continued love and support, man, with the business and the content, just rocking and rolling with everything we do, man. The thing that I most, or one of the things that I most appreciate about you all that tune in and, tune into the podcast and just support the business and the content. I truly do appreciate that. Again, you guys, when I say you all rock and roll with everything, you really do. I can be a human with you all. I don't have to put on a front of, everything's perfect and like in the content, like it's we have technical issues, we have glitches here and there, like things happen, whatever, and you guys just continue to support. You look past it, doesn't bother you, doesn't phase you. And again, that might be something small to a lot of you, but I truly, sincerely appreciate that. You guys, you roll with the punches and continue to support no matter what. So thank you, man. I can't say enough. I can't say enough great things about you all. I beyond words, man. It's overwhelming. It's truly. TSUS would be nothing without you all. Your love and support. So I appreciate it. Doc also said heading out to Seabrook this weekend. We'll miss your away game live stream from Carolina Ale House. A super awesome venue, by the way. Go Cox, delete several on me. One thing I do want to point out, Doc, there will not be a live stream on Saturday. I've made that executive decision, guys. No live stream watch along, of course, because I want to be making content in game. Don't really want to have to worry about that. And I thought about it, a pregame or a postgame show. I'm not going to do one, guys, just because, like I told you, we're live every single day for 2 hours on the Daily Crow. And we're dropping daily podcasts. As much as I love doing a live pregame show, if you will, and I'll still be making content. I might go live on Instagram, like who knows. But I like the live stream. I do, obviously. That's why I do it every single day. I enjoy it. But I just feel like it's kind of beating a dead horse, and it's just kind of overkill to do a live pregame or even a postgame show. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, we've broken this thing down and dissected it in every form and fashion by the time we get to Saturday. And also with the fact that the watch party, at this point, guys, and again, Travis says he likes the transparency. Well, again, this is transparency for you. I've just gotten to the point where, again, like last week, Jay's was cool. Like having a live show at Jay's, that was incredible. That was something that was all just once a dream. But weighing the options, and I'm like, what's more valuable and what is more beneficial for the business, right? Doing that live pregame show or doing a live stream at Carolina Ale House, or being present in the moment and shaking the hands and having interactions with and conversations with the people who actually come out to the venue. Because, guys, at the end of the day, that's the point of the watch party. So that's what I'm going to focus on. That's what we're going to focus on at these watch parties. And, again, I love the pregame stuff. Obviously, again, guys, the Daily Crow's going nowhere. The content's also going nowhere. Going to be making content like a madman on Saturday, per normal. Content bleeding out the eyeballs. But as far as like a live pregame show, 30-minute pregame show, or even a post-game show, like I said, guys, I just think it's more beneficial to hang out with the people that are actually there, that take time to come out, you know what I'm saying, instead of putting them on the back burner and say, hey, I got to go live here on social media. You know what I mean? So I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense to you all. Like I said, I really want to pay attention to and show love to the people that are there in person, that actually take time out of their day, out of their Saturday to come hang out with us and watch the game. So, again, I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know. But that'll be the plan. No live stream on Saturday. Either way, 843-790-3377, guys. It's 843-790-3377. Rail Garner says, I hope the seats I pick aren't surrounded by a bunch of dudes in pirate costumes. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, best of luck. Best of luck. Josh Reichley says, that's what makes this content real. Well, I appreciate that, Josh. And I've always believed that, real wins, man. Real's going to win in the end. Bottom line, real wins. People rock with real, I feel like, in my mind. So, Hunter Wages texts in. Honestly, don't know if we're better than App State. However, to think more intimidating to play for a team like ECU. On paper, we have the guys that have the ability to dominate a team like ECU. The problem is the only game played on paper is tic-tac-toe. Got to put the product on the field to win games. However, if we played App State, and I would have pick an extremely hard time picking us to win. Yeah. So, let's see. Yeah, tough environment for sure. My guy, Evan. Yeah, tough environment, no doubt. Trad says, I don't know how I feel about this game. It wouldn't surprise me if Carolina wins by 3, but it also wouldn't surprise me if we won by 21. Trad, in any universe do you see East Carolina winning? Somebody texts in, can we stop talking about App State? Hey, I'm just reading a question. Robbie Davis texts in. Hope you're doing well today. I feel like if we put the East Carolina quarterback on his backside early, and often he'll be rattled and throw a couple of interceptions. Who knows? Maybe he might even fumble, but I know it'll probably be a tall order because he'll probably get the ball out pretty quick. Feel like if we're able to put the quarterback on his backside, word of the day, backside. I do believe we'll be fine. Go Gamecocks, your friend Robbie Davis. We need to get better every week. I also think this week, next week, and the weeks to come, we'll really see what our secondary is made of. No, I'm not a day one listener, but you do have my support 100%, even though I haven't bought any merch. Robbie Davis, I appreciate you, Robbie. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much for the continued love and support. And, appreciate Robbie Davis. Backside, word of the day. Backside. So, put Holt Nailers on his backside, and good things will happen. Folks, we're rocking and rolling here on a Thursday, taking your questions, your comments, your calls. 843-790-3377. You can call that number. You can text that number. You can leave your comments in the chat. So many ways to be a part of our show today. Again, we're talking East Carolina, nitty-gritty, key matchups, keys to the game, top storylines. Would love to continue to hear your score predictions and your overall feelings as the Gamecocks go on the road this weekend. A pivotal early season matchup. And, folks, a matchup that undoubtedly is going to shape the overall landscape of this 2021 football season. All that and more here in just a few, guys. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. We're talking East Carolina. South kind of headed on the road to Greenville, North Carolina, in a pivotal early season matchup. Lindsey Hagler says, if you think ECU is a tough environment, just wait until next week. Yeah, I mean, no doubt Athens is going to be rocking for sure. They'll be 2-0. They'll be fired up. Of course, you beat Georgia the last time you went there. Like I said, Lindsey, I'm gonna wait till next week to talk Georgia, and we need to focus on this game. Like South Carolina needs to take care of business this weekend. But certainly going to be a raucous environment. There's no question. Joseph says, what you got to realize, not saying we're going to win big, but App State's not the only team to do that. ECU, pretty much every team has beat ECU that badly last year in the last 5 years. I would just say this, Joseph. I totally understand where you're coming from. I've seen ECU a lot as well, and I've seen ECU a lot of times. Shane Beamer brought it up in his Tuesday presser a couple of years ago. ECU lost to like North Carolina A&T week 1, and then beat the brakes off of UNC the following weeks. I mean, it's just it feels like ECU is always good for like one weird upset per season. I just don't want it to be us. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. Leonard Matthews says, I think we're going to win by 3. Also says, one game at a time. One game at a time. You're right. Just take it 1 week at a time, folks. 1 week at a time. That's it. Take it 1 week at a time. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Guys, and I was thinking about this during the break, and I want to pose this question to you all. Of course, nobody knows who's going to start Saturday. Nobody knows the status of Luke Doty except Luke Doty and Shane Beamer and Marcus Satterfield, that football team. So it could be Zeb Noland. I mean, it could be Zeb Noland on Saturday. But what I want to ask you all is this. Does Luke Doty's status affect your thoughts on Saturday's game? Like if Luke Doty can't go, right? Let's just say he can't go. He's not healthy. He can't play. Does that change your prediction? And if Luke Doty starts and can go, he's 110%, does that alter your prediction at all? I'm just curious. Does it even matter who plays quarterback Saturday? Do y'all even care? I'm just curious. The feeling from the fan base. Eric Fryer says, between the following 3 away sites, rank from top to bottom where you would travel. Hell, Clemson, and Athens. He says, for me, Clemson, Hell, far side of Pluto, naked in an ant pile, and then finally Athens. I love it. I love it, Eric. Eric, you have a way with words, my friend. Has a way with words. Eric Fryer says, Luke Doty on increases the margin of victory. Courtney Washington says, no, I'm sticking with the Gamecocks to what I saw last week. Sean O'Brien, no, just because I'll trust whatever Beamer and Satterfield decide on. Sean, I understand what you're saying, but like the question still remains. Does Luke Doty's availability, does it change your prediction? And again, I'll probably make content around this as soon as we get off here, make a clip, because I want to hear from Gamecock Nation. I want to know. Does it change the prediction at all? For me, maybe slightly. I don't think a ton, but I mean, I guess the question comes down to do you think this is a better football team with Luke Doty at quarterback or Zeb Noland? Or is it the same? Or is it the same? It's just a talking point, guys. It's just a talking point. That's all it is. I'm just curious to hear your thoughts. Again, 843-790-3377. Corey Gardner says, I'd feel more confident if Doty's at quarterback than Zeb. Josh Brady says, I think we can win with either Doty or Zeb at quarterback against East Carolina. I think Zeb is the guy against Georgia. Doty's athletic ability would be helpful, but Zeb's ability to read defenses and his awareness to throw the ball away is going to be more something. I'm sure more effective or whatever. I mean, I hope Zeb Noland's the Heisman winner that many of you believe he is. So, Josh Smith, I'm seeing your chat. You said we win by 40 plus. Josh Smith also says App State was beating ECU 33-9 with 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter, let off the gas and let up 10 to ECU in trash time. ECU got beat a lot worse than the score indicates. It's a good point. They did not play well. App State took them to the woodshed. There's no question. There's no question. JB, the playbook should be different with Luke in at quarterback. The result should be a win either way. I'd agree. The result should be a win either way. That's the bottom line. Chris Miller says, I just want to see Doty at quarterback with this offense, to be honest. Again, I like Zeb Nolan. I like what he did last week against Eastern Illinois. Let's, again, please just keep it in perspective. I like what he did against EIU. He took the keys to the car. He returned it the way he found it. He was very efficient. He didn't turn the football over. He didn't do anything stupid. But the best version of this offense and the best version of this football team is with Luke Doty under center. Like, I feel very, very confident in saying that. I hear you, Josh Brady, though, on your comments regarding the Georgia game. You're going to need somebody with mobility, man. Because here's what I fear. I fear with Zeb Nolan under center, the offense is going to look a lot like it did last year. Again, Zeb played great against EIU. He's not mobile. He's not a guy that scares the defense. He's not a guy that possesses athleticism. He's a lot like Colin Hill, guys. He's a lot like Colin Hill. I know a lot of you can't stand to hear that because for some reason Gamecock Nation hates the guy. But very similar skill sets. Very, very similar skill sets. And I just fear, especially in a game against like Georgia, you don't have athleticism at quarterback, RIP Zeb Nolan. Because if you get any third and longs and you have to throw it, his lunch will get eaten. So you need, again, like I told you guys, at some point this season, you're going to have to be dynamic offensively to win a football game or even compete in a football game. And Luke Doty's the only guy on the roster that gives you that. He's the only dynamic type of guy you can put under center. That's it. He's the only guy. He's the only guy. Jesse Jacobs says, sorry, just able to join in. What do you think about the C.J. Johnson and Cam Smith matchup? Yeah, going to be some great matchups in that secondary. I actually don't have that listed, though, as one of my key matchups. But it is certainly a key. I mean, there's a ton of matchups you can look at in this game. Very excited about. C.J. Johnson, I almost listed it, though. Very good player. Very good player. Like I said, they've got talent on the outside, man. They've got receivers that can give you problems. I liked what I saw from Cam Smith last week. Again, it was EIU, but I think we all agree he's going to be a pretty good player for us. So, yeah, Cam Smith needs to have a big game. Again, we've entered hour 2, guys, the Daily Crow. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls. We're talking East Carolina. Talking East Carolina, South Carolina, East Carolina. Trad says, could they be keeping Doty out this week and start him against UGA so UGA has 0 tape on him? I doubt it, but just a thought. No, Trad. I love how fans think, but no. Bro, you're not going to pull a fast one on Georgia. You're not. You're not. No, absolutely not. Nope. I think that has nothing to do with it. So, if he's healthy and ready to play, he'll play. If he's not, he won't. It's as simple as that, guys. Ed Taylor says, haven't seen enough from the offensive playmakers with either Doty or Nolan or center really changed my prediction. I think Doty is better, but just have not seen enough. Sean O'Brien, I think like most, Doty probably gives the best chance to win still. But if Zeb gets the nod, then there is clearly a reason, you know? Yeah, Sean, it's because Doty's not healthy. I mean, again, it's as simple as if Luke Doty's healthy, he's the starting quarterback. If he's not, he's not. It doesn't go beyond that. I'm sorry, guys. I refuse to believe that a guy who literally suited up 3 weeks ago is all of a sudden going to take over QB1 for the season from a guy who was QB1 for the entire spring and summer and beginning of fall camp. You're not going to convince me that. Zeb Nolan's doing a fantastic job filling in, and it's only a positive to have a guy to give you some depth at the quarterback position because you have a guy like Luke Doty who's mobile, who's going to obviously run. You know, there's a chance he could get hurt again. Knock on wood, it doesn't happen, but he could be banged up for a play or two or a series or a quarter or whatever. So it's only a positive to have a guy like Zeb Noland that you know is the steady hand that can come in and play good football for you. Luke RJ says, I care about who plays quarterback. I want to see Doty play and see if he's gotten better from last year. Everyone says he is good. I mean, I like Luke Doty. I like his skill set. Sean O'Brien says he's Colin Hill with healthy ACLs, talking about Zeb Noland. Yeah. Thomas Walker says neither of them are Connor Shaw and neither of them is Colin Hill. We'll be okay this week either way. Doc Grabert, according to the NCAA site, Gamecocks are ranked third in overall defense and ECU's 111th. Now, we did play an overmatched team, but that is a huge difference since we were ranked far ahead of App State, too. Doc, I mean, I think putting stock in week one statistics is, I mean, yeah. We're number one in the country in points allowed. You know, I mean, like, it's 1 week. There's not enough of a sample size to, like, you know, match up the statistics and talk about, you know, how much of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hear what you're saying, but, you know, it does feel good to be ranked that high in defense. I will say that. Jordan Drake, need to see some more from the wide receivers. Would like to see them take some shots early on. Yeah, wide receivers have got to step up. Is it going to be Josh Vann? Is Jalen Brooks going to catch the football? Is Dak Joyner going to catch the football? We'll see. Let's see. The SEC. The SEC has unveiled the conference schedule for basketball for the 2021-2022 season. Let's see here. Gamecocks' first SEC game will be at Auburn, January the 4th. Let's see, some notable matchups. You go to Florida, January the 15th, hosting Arkansas on the 18th, at Georgia, A&M at home. That's a good one. At Kentucky. Oh, excuse me. I've got those reversed. Auburn is at home. It's kind of the color coding on this thing. It's kind of weird. Auburn's at home. Florida's at home. You got to go on the road to Arkansas and A&M. Georgia's at home. Kentucky's at home. Got a really fun home slate. Got a very good fun home slate. John Strong says, I have a feeling Zeb is starting. A lot of quarterback chatter. It's insider season. Cody Gaskins in the TDC Questions channel says, for you guys saying Zeb is good for Georgia, have you not seen Georgia's D-line? Do you really think they have a non-mobile quarterback will prove great for us, especially with how quick that line is? Doty will need to play for that game for us to even have a chance in it. I tend to agree with you. Ricky Leathers in the TDC Questions channel says, ECU ran a lot of quarters coverage, and App State ate them up on the perimeter. I think the way our offense is structured right now, that bodes well for us on Saturday. I need to see more from the defense where I can really feel confident about a W, though. Great analysis there from Ricky Leathers. Taylor Nobinger, Zeb is starting from what I hear. Insider season. It's insider season. Everybody's got a guy. And I'm not knocking you if you do. It's just funny, man. Like everybody's got a guy. Everybody's got an insider. I'm just giving you crap, by the way, Taylor. It's all good. It's all love. We'll see. Might be Zeb. Again, I'm a little like a fool, though, because I've got Luke Doty listed in one of my key matchups. But replace Doty with Zeb. Doesn't really matter. One of my key matchups is Luke Doty against Jaquan McMillan, who's the best defensive back for ECU, had 4 interceptions last year, had an interception last week against Appalachian State. I don't care if it's Doty or if it's Noland. That's going to be a key matchup because he's their best defensive back. So, working in the pass game. Let's see. Tanner Land, we need Doty to play this week so he can get some reps. I would not want him to be thrown to the wolves against Georgia. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I definitely agree. It's a little nerve-wracking that the potential of Luke Doty not his first game action of the season coming in SEC play. That's a little nerve-wracking for sure. So you just got to get him healthy. Whatever, you got to get him healthy. Bottom line. Eric Fryer says, all I want for a belated birthday present is another Gamecock defensive shutout. Well, it was 13 years between shutouts. So hopefully it's not quite that long. We'll put it that way. Hopefully it's not quite that long. Josh Brady, how do you feel about the defense's improvement? I thought our guys played faster, more physical, and tackled better than they have in years. Yeah, I loved it. I thought the execution was fantastic. I thought we tackled well. I mean, A grade for the defense. Check it off. A grade for the defense, no doubt. No doubt. I thought the execution was beautiful. You did what you should have done against the type of competition you were playing. Now comes a stiffer test, and, of course, next weekend comes a real tough challenge. John Gibbs says, here's a question for y'all. What would you do if South Carolina State beat that Upstate team? I would make tons of content around it. That's for damn sure. I mean, I'd be giddy. I think all of us would, right? I think all of us would. We'd be giddy. There's no question. There's no question at all. Let's see. You know what's crazy, guys? And we were talking about this in Tin Roof, and I know we're all locked in on football, but we're not that far away from the start of basketball season. Like it's really not that far off when you think about it. They've got a scrimmage. November the 4th is their first action. November the 4th. But it's not that far away. I know it's crazy. It's not that far away. And again, I'm not trying to bring basketball in the conversation necessarily, but it is just kind of wild when you think about it. Courtney Washington says our team will be better than most would think. Love that. Love like I told you guys, I'm loving the positive energy. I'm loving the positive vibes all week long. I love that Gamecock fans have something to feel good about. So I'm just hoping that carries over and it's the same way next week. I'll just put it that way. I'll put it that way. John Strong says App State ran for 226 yards on ECU. Why not start Zeb and let the three-headed beast run it down their throat? Again, John, if Luke Doty's healthy, he's your quarterback. If he's not, Zeb Nolan takes over. You're still going to run the football with Luke Doty in there. No question. You're probably going to run it more because then you have quarterback run game. You have option game. You have RPO game. But, yeah, I mean, South Carolina's going to run the football Saturday. I don't think that's a secret. The running game's a huge part of our offense. I don't think that's a secret. So Kevin Harris is back. I think that's going to be a huge spark for the running game. No question. Now, the question is, what is his workload? How many carries does he get? But, yeah, the running game will be a huge part of Saturday. There's no question about that. Jay Smith, what's going on? Sean O'Brien said, Chris said he would do the crate challenge if we beat Georgia. Bro, the crate challenge just came and went, didn't it? Crate challenge just came and went. That was. I think people realize how stupid that was. Travis says, show up on the road and prove you're the better team all game long. I agree with you. I agree. And one of my keys to the game was weather the storm. And what I meant by that was, guys, ECU's going to give you their best shot. It's a huge game for them. They've got this one circled. They're going to show up. It's going to be loud. It's going to be raucous. And I have to think early in the game, they're going to come out with an early game surge, right? They're going to come out with an early game surge. They're going to try to punch you in the face. And they might. They might hit a big play. They might score. Keep your composure. Weather the storm. Get through the early minutes. And then establish yourself as the better football team. Take over. Hey, a great way to do that is dominate in the trenches. Push them around. Let them know, hey, it ain't going to be that kind of day, folks. It's not going to be that kind of day. We're going to win the football game. We're going to establish ourselves as the better team. You can do that. You can set the tone. You can set the tone. I agree with you. But again, that's why I've got it as a close game, guys, or I'm probably going to have it. I haven't locked in my prediction yet, of course. I don't want to spoil it, but that's why I have a feeling it's going to be a close game because I just have to believe, yes, ECU played like garbage last week. But last week is last week. Last week doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. It doesn't really matter. ECU is going to give you their best shot. They are. I'm not saying their best shot's going to be good enough, but they're going to give you their best shot. So you better be ready to weather that and combat that and punch back. I'm excited to see our football team respond to adversity. I'm excited to see how we react when things do not go our way. Because you didn't face adversity against EIU. I mean, you didn't. Realistically, you didn't. I'm excited to see how we react when things don't necessarily go our way. Darrell Wall Jr. says, we haven't done anything to think we can go on the road and win without some nervousness after week one, much less double digits against anyone. Not yet. I'm dead on with you, Chris. We just got to weather the storm. ECU is going to throw at us the first 10 minutes of the game. Bottom line, just get better every week, win or lose this Saturday. Let's not get too high or jump off cliff if score doesn't go our way. We'll be just few games into the Beamer era. As long as we compete hard and improve week to week is all we can ask in the first year under this new staff, and take all the wins we can get and be thankful. Just continue to recruit hard and go get more Jimmys and Joes in the future, and it will get better and better. Very well said, Darrell Wall. Very well said. Travi, I agree. 50,000 loud fans, and we can see them try to punch us. Yeah, for sure. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Matt Bruno says, you said it before. Starting only means you're playing the first snap. Doty can start and Zeb comes in if we get up early. Yeah, I mean, I will tell you this, though, guys. I just don't see Shane Beamer being a coach that wants to rotate quarterbacks. I don't see Coach Beamer being a guy that wants to rotate the quarterbacks. So, David Barnes, how do you see Carolina split up carries between all these running backs? Each guy brings something different to the table, but it may be hard for one guy to get in a rhythm while rotating four guys. Well, I think you got to go with the hot hand. I mean, I think it's important to establish who is your number one, who is your number two, because again, in crunch time, you need to know that. You need to know who's the guy we're going to when it gets to the nitty gritty, when it gets to third and short, fourth and short. Who's our guy? But I don't think they'll rotate so much to where our guys can't get in a rhythm. I don't think they'll do that. But again, I think they'll roll with the hot hand. I think, simply put, that's what you do. But you just have to trust that, again, Shane Beamer, Marcus Satterfield, Montario Hardesty, they're going to manage that room the correct way. So, John Gibbs, hope there's a lot of garnet and black up there. Need all the support we can get. Yeah, I think Gamecock fans will travel, no question. It's not that far. I think Gamecock fans will certainly travel. James Kendall, OCs frequently throw whatever advantages they've seen in film in the first few series to get early momentum, a.k.a. the Storm. Yeah, again, ECU is going to give Carolina their best shot. I fully believe that. Travi, I'm sure all of us are glad this is a gradual season so far. The first game was nothing more than a scrimmage. Now this game on the road against a better team than the big bad Georgia Bulldogs. Yeah, like I said, I'm so happy Carolina's playing ECU week 2 and not Georgia. Justin Kyle says, I think Harris is your first and second down back, and in short yardage situations, I think White is third back on third and long for another receiving option. Again, embarrassment of riches at the running back position, no doubt. An embarrassment of riches. Again, guys, taking your questions, your comments, your calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Like I said, guys, in case you missed it, the men's basketball SEC schedule has dropped. Travis says, wonder if we see Jaheim Bell run again. That was an awesome play. Yeah, I'm really, really excited for Jaheim. Really excited. I think Jaheim Bell is going to be used early and often. Very excited for it. Yep, I think Jaheim certainly is a playmaker in this offense. He is a playmaker. Again, 843-790-3377. A couple of texts here. Shane's already said he's not a two-quarterback guy. Yeah, he literally did say that. Somebody else texted in, can you name one Carolina team that hasn't lost to someone they shouldn't have? Every coach from the Hall of Famer to Muschamp. Yeah, unfortunately, that's a pretty consistent staple with Gamecocks football. Hunter Wages says, I know you talked about it more yesterday, but the under looks so good in this game. I just don't see a way that 28 points doesn't win this game. Clocks are going to be running a lot with our rushing game, and I don't see ECU scoring tons on our defense. I think we'll see no more than 50 to 53 points in this game. Well, and guys, yeah, and get this too. Let's check it right now. Because as of last night, the over-under had dropped. Yeah. So Carolina right now sits as a 1.5-point favorite. And I gave you guys the under 58 as the best bet. Since then, the unders dropped to 56. The totals dropped to 56. So, yeah, dude, I'd be shocked if this game goes over. I'd be absolutely shocked. Absolutely shocked. So, I mean, I don't think either team is great defensively, but I don't think either team's great offensively either. You know what I mean? I don't think either team's great offensively either. So, yeah, I love the under in this football game. Love the under. Brandon Wagner says, anyone who thinks Zeb should start even if Luke is 100% healthy has severe recency bias. I saw nothing Saturday that says Zeb gives us a better chance to win than Luke. I mean, Brandon, I'd agree. I mean, I love seeing the overreaction after week one. Like, I almost forgot how much fans overreact to the positive because we just had so much turmoil in the previous regime. We didn't have a lot of moments. I feel like we are overreacting positively. Again, Zeb played well. He did a good job. He did exactly what you hoped he would do and more. But I left Williams-Brice feeling the same way. I think the best version of this football team, the best version of this offense is with Luke Doty under center. I saw, Zeb made some nice throws. Don't get me wrong, but he didn't make a throw that I sat there and said, oh, no other quarterback on our roster could do what he did. I just don't see it. So. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377, guys. Really excited for this weekend. Again, if you're in the upstate, really excited to hang with some upstate Gamecocks. We'll be at Carolina Ale House in downtown Greenville. Really looking forward to it, man. Really excited. Really looking forward to it. Like I told you guys, when I met with Carolina Ale House, I initially told them, I was like, I'm really passionate about this. Let's get to the upstate. Let's show some upstate Gamecocks some love. And I'm so excited that we get to do that. Jesse Jacobs says, can you give my boy Danny Joe a shout out? What's up, Danny Joe? Shout out to you. Greg Bedinger, we overreact because you pumped us up. Go Cox. Yeah, well, my bad, Greg. No, I mean, listen, I'm not saying don't be excited. I'm not ready to crown Zeb Noland as the next Connor Shaw. Sorry, guys, just responded. I had somebody asking about the watch party. Like, you going to be in Greenville? I'm like, yeah, Greenville. They're like, oh, you're not going to the game? It's like, no, Greenville, South Carolina. Greenville, South Carolina. Justin Kyle says, I agree. I'm not sold on Doty. He looked absolutely dismal throwing the ball last year and saying, oh, look what we had. Hell, we have less now at receivers. No Shy and a lot of unknowns. Fair enough. Like I said, I'm not going to judge Doty on last year being in that dumpster fire. I'm just not. He also made some good throws, but nobody remembers that. So let's jump to the phone lines real quick. David, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing good. Driving back from Isle of Palms.
Very nice. Very nice.
The only thing I'm a little worried about is with Luke starting is him being so excited and wanting to try to do too much too quick. But we all have to remember that this coaching staff is going to need some time to figure out what personnel works with the best schemes. It's a learning curve for the players and the coaches. As always, man, I appreciate what you do and hope you have a great weekend. Be safe on that road.
David, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Great stuff. David makes a good point. Yeah, keeping your composure. Keeping your composure, man. That's a big thing. Going to be really interesting with the quarterback position. And like I told you guys, or like I asked you earlier, and I'll continue to ask, does whoever plays quarterback change your outlook or your prediction on this football game in any way? I'm curious. Does it change anything for you? Does it change anything? Again, I don't know that it changes my prediction. That will most likely be my prediction a ton. I do, like I said, I keep repeating myself, but the best version of this team and offense is with Luke Doty. I still do believe that. I mean, I fully believe Zeb Nolan would still be holding a clipboard if Luke Doty didn't get hurt. So, Justin Kyle says, I'm not saying Doty won't be good or isn't good. I just don't want it to turn into him run first and throw second. We definitely do a read option to keep defenses honest. I just hope he turns out amazing. Just worried. Well, again, Justin, I would just say this. When you look at the strengths of the football team, right? What are the strengths? What are the weaknesses? Running the football is the strength. Throwing it is not going to be the strength this year. I mean, I understand what we did last weekend and 4 touchdown passes. I get it. But when we look back at the season, I don't think we're going to be saying, oh, that was an elite passing football team. Like, we still don't have the options on the outside, guys. We don't have those guys on the outside, those big game-breaking type of players. So I still tend to believe that running the football is going to be the strength. And a guy like Luke Doty, again, he gives you that dynamic ability offensively. I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of passing ability to get a guy in there that is mobile, that can do things like a Holton Ahlers does for East Carolina. He's a little bit erratic. Don't get me wrong, Holton Ahlers is a bit erratic. Like I told you guys, if you keep him in the pocket and make it chaotic, you can get the football off him, no question. But his ability to get outside the pocket and scramble and run, it's tough on a defense. And the defensive linemen, the linebackers, the defenses as a whole, they're too athletic. They're too good to have a statue back there in the center. They just are. I'm not saying Zeb Nolan's a statue, but, I mean, he's not fleet of foot. I don't think anybody would question that. Braden Tripp says, will you be upset if Zeb is starting against ECU? No, Braden. No. I just want to win. I don't care who starts. And I trust Shane Beamer. I don't care who starts. I'm rolling with Beamer either way. Travis Ford says, we need a passer first and a runner second. The box will be full for the read option and any other run play until we show we can throw it. I mean, I understand your logic of thinking there, Travis. Again, I said what I said. I think you need somebody who's dynamic and not predictable back there. When you have a quarterback that isn't mobile and can't run, you're basically playing 10 on 11 football, and we're not good enough to play 10 on 11. And most teams are not. So, Corey Gardner says, I don't believe you give up any passing ability with Doty out there. I think Doty can actually throw the football. I agree with you, Corey. I think he can spin it. Because Luke Doty is fleet of foot, the popular opinion is, oh, he can't throw. It's a lazy take. I'm sorry. It is. It's a lazy take. Call it for what it is. Matthew Robinson says, I think we win comfortably Saturday and win 6 to 7 games this year. The offense has some good playmakers and will be tough on defense to stop. Matthew, was that your prediction in preseason, or is that a prediction you're making after game 1? Travis Ford says, Corey, tell us when Doty has showcased passing skills. Travis, go watch the spring game, my guy. Go watch the spring game. Did nobody watch the spring game? I don't know. Yeah, he was an Elite 11, top 100 recruit, but he can't throw the ball. That makes a lot of sense. So, makes a ton of sense. Again, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Let's see. Travis Ford is just his brain's going to melt right now. He can't believe I said the spring game. Travis, so let me ask you a question, Travis. Are you insinuating that Luke Doty cannot throw a football? Like he can't throw it 20 yards down the field? Are you insinuating he cannot be an even average option throwing the ball week to week in an SEC schedule, for example? Like, and I would ask you this, Travis, what throw did Zeb Nolan make that you feel like Luke Doty cannot? Because I want to spot the difference, because when I say Luke Doty can throw the football, I feel like people insinuate he literally just cannot even throw a ball. Like, he can't make a 30-yard throw down the field. Dude, he made some throws last year. People only remember the bad ones he made. He made some good throws last year. He made some good throws last year in that dumpster fire of a season he was put into as a true freshman. Again, I'm rolling with Beamer. If Beamer says Zeb is the guy, I'm cool with it. Just go win. I don't care. I don't care if Zeb starts every game this year if you go win. You know, but let's see. Daddy O says, I trust Satterfield and Beamer to make the necessary decisions. They're at practice every day, not any of us. My eyes are bleeding. Travis Ford, I don't know. Doty can't, but the first TD to Muse was a tight window throw. Every quarterback on our roster could have made that throw. Just my opinion. Josh Brady, small sample size, but how did you feel the coaching staff did against EIU, time management, play calling, etc.? I thought it was a very well-coached game. Yeah, they did a good job. I mean, I will say, and again, I'm not taking any credit away, but it's not hard to coach when you've got superior talent to the other team. But yeah, I mean, I thought the coaching staff did a hell of a job getting our team ready to play, executing, all that good stuff. A+ job by Shane Beamer and his staff. Thomas Walker says, Chris, playing devil's advocate, you did downplay Jason Brown's spring game, but just used it to defend Doty's passing game. Fair enough. That is a good point. That is a good point, Thomas. I mean, I'm not just looking at the spring game. I'm looking back to it last year. I'm looking back at the fact the guy was a top 100 prospect, top 100 recruit. I think somebody else just commented, too, that Taylor Novinger, Brown is a bust, definitely overrated. The only person that overrated him was Gamecock fans. The guy came from an FCS school. Like, he was never highly rated by anyone outside of Gamecock fans. We just want to believe that everybody's good. And it's like, not everybody's good. Again, when I say, can Luke Doty throw the football? Can he throw the football? Jason Brown can also throw the football. You're not a quarterback at the Division I SEC level if you cannot literally throw the football. Now, the question of can he be a consistent week in, week out, elite passer of the football against real legitimate defenses, that's a whole other question. But again, I fully believe Luke Doty would have had just as good of, if not better, stats than Zeb Nolan had last week in the passing game. Just my opinion. Again, I don't care who starts at quarterback, guys. But the narrative that people are like, well, Luke Doty can't throw. That's what people say. What does that even mean? You're saying he can't literally pick up a ball and throw it? Like, yes, he can. He made some throws last year. But again, people just miss the point, dude. They miss the point. You're going to have to be dynamic to win offensively. And Zeb Nolan's not it. Jason Brown's not it. Colton Gauthier, as much as I like the kid, he's not it. You got to have some athleticism at the position. And you don't have receivers. Your receivers are a deficiency till proven otherwise. But again, I don't care who plays quarterback. Just go win the football game. Bottom line. Ed Taylor, doesn't matter how good or bad of a passer Doty is if we don't have receivers who can catch the ball and make plays. I think Doty's running ability to help out tremendously. With that being said, I got a feeling Zeb starts, but he and Doty both play. Doty has to get back up to game speed, and then he starts at Georgia next week. Carolina 31, ECU 23. Brayson Haney, how much must Carolina win by in order for you to be more impressed with this team? I would say if we come out and win by more than 14, I'm going to get more excited about this team. Brayson, just go win. I don't even care if you win by a point. I'll be excited. Listen, if you just win, you're 2-0. You're 2-0. You're a third of the way there to get into a bowl game. Dude, you'd have to go beat Georgia or beat Kentucky for me to all of a sudden say, well, 7-5 or 8-4. I picked 6-6. If you beat East Carolina, you're well on the way to getting there. Bottom line. Let's see. Braden Tripp, the reason I asked is because if Zeb starts against ECU, he most likely starts against Georgia, and we all have a good idea that Doty gives us the best chance to be competitive against Georgia. And going back to what I believe it was Thomas Walker said, I wasn't necessarily like hanging my hat on what Luke Doty did in the spring game. It was like, oh, look, he can pass. I mean, again, he made I didn't think Luke Doty was horrific last year. I think the situation he was put in and the team he was on was horrific. But I thought Luke Doty did the best with what he had to work with. So Savannah Webster, is Harris getting 100 on Saturday? I mean, certainly it's possible. I wonder what his workload will be. Justin Kyle says, I saw something different. I didn't think Doty had great arm strength and his accuracy in the spring game was not good. I didn't leave with that take. So I hope he just sees the field soon. So all these questions that people have, just do it on the field. So Travis Ford says, we don't have a dynamic quarterback on the roster, dude. I'd say the guy that runs a 4.4, I'd say that makes him a fairly dynamic player, just in my opinion. I mean, 4.4 is pretty fast. Daddy O, can your quarterback make the correct decision and athletically do it when shit breaks down is the guy that I want back there? Fair enough. Justin Kyle says, I'm going to get off this subject because I'm not trying to have to cuss out somebody today over an educated opinion based on my observation. Justin, let it loose, man. Fire it off. Because nobody gives a damn if you want to cuss and kick and scream. It don't matter. Justin, you acting like we're going to lose our hair over his comment on Facebook. Who gives a damn? It's a fair opinion. I'm not saying, hey, you might be right. Maybe Luke Doty will prove to be an incompetent passer of the football. But that's your opinion. In my opinion, it's one of the worst narratives surrounding Gamecocks football at the current time is that he can't throw the ball. Again, it's yet to be seen if he can be a good enough passer week to week to make the Gamecocks passing game a real threat and a real factor. But if you want to cuss it out, go ahead, my guy. Hey, 843-790-3377. You are more than welcome to call in, my friend. Please do it. Eric Reese, what's going on? Justin Kyle says, we give Joyner about 2 more times to drop a damn pass, and he goes to the bottom of the depth chart. Yeah, you got to give some other guys some chances. You got to find some playmakers on the outside, bottom line. You got to. Josh Vann, love what I saw from him. I think you started to really see the flashes of what he was on the recruiting trail, but somebody else. You got to find some. You don't need to have 6 or 7, but you need to have a couple. Travie, interesting on the Braden Davis kid. Wonder how that competition pans out when he gets to Columbia. Yeah, and again, guys, just boiling it down to the main point, you just have to find the guy under center. That's if it's not priority number 1, it's damn near. For South kind of to start to get back to where we want them to be, you've got to have the quarterback. You got to have the guy. You have to. You got to have QB1. You've got to have that game changer at quarterback, if you will. So, Luke RJ, are you saying we have a better chance at scoring more points with Doty instead of Zeb? Yeah, I think the offense is better with Luke Doty. Yes. I mean, guys, if you listen to anything I said in the preseason when I talked offense, I talked about why I think the Gamecocks offense will be better. Literally, Luke Doty's athleticism will make the Gamecocks offense better. Yes. 110%. So, I'm not saying the offense is going to be pitiful with Zeb Noland because you're going to run the ball either way. But, yeah, I think that factor of a mobile quarterback, I think that helps. I think that helps a lot. Yeah. Tyler Weed says, it doesn't matter to me who the quarterback is. Manage the game, limit turnovers, period. Does athleticism help? Absolutely. But with the running backs you have, all you need is a solid game manager who can make throws when needed. I feel like I'm taking loony pills. I mean, again, I'm not like totally, not just you, Tyler, but like all season long last year, all I heard was people bitching about Colin Hill and that he wasn't mobile and that we need a mobile guy back there. And this season, it's like it's the total opposite. Like, I don't think Gamecock fans know what they need. Hey, we just need a dude who can go win games. Whether you're going to be a game manager or you're going to be a guy who runs a 4-4, just go win. Whatever. I mean, I guess we could argue this till we're blue in the face. Whatever, we'll see. Again, this is the quarterback conversation that none of us asked for because I did not want Luke Doty to get hurt, and all of a sudden, here we go. Shit hit the fan. Let's see. Josh Brady, 6-6, wins over EIU, ECU, Troy, Vandy, and who? I picked in the preseason Tennessee and Auburn. So I feel pretty good about those. Justin Kyle Brooks looked better than last year. He just let up on the first deep ball that should have been a walk-in touchdown. Yeah, Brooks has got to show it. I mean, he's got to show it, bottom line. Got to have somebody. I don't care who it is. Amarian Brown, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Thomas Walker says, we are 1 win away from matching our last year win total, and people are losing their minds over who's under center. In my opinion, neither have showed enough to make or break this offense this season. Taylor Novinger, sneaky guy on the roster we should keep an eye out for on the Gamecocks. I mean, again, Jaheim Bell, I still don't think he's getting the love, obviously nationally, but I think Jaheim Bell, he might prove to be our best playmaker just all around this season. I really like Jaheim Bell's game. Tyler Knoll says these, quote, experts saying Luke isn't dynamic is beyond laughable. These guys are ridiculous. Travis Ford, running a 4.4 is not relevant. Tannehill killed Clemson running when they gave it to him. He looked to be running in mud. Travis Ford is literally trying to relate today's college football to what was going down in 1993. I hear you, Travis. I know Tannehill played quarterback for us. And you don't have to run a 4.4 to be mobile. But would you argue Zeb Noland is mobile? Because I'd argue against it. Colin Hill certainly wasn't. I mean, Jake Bentley could wiggle a little bit. So, Brayson Haney, Mizzou, Kentucky. Who you got this weekend? I got Kentucky covering. I think that's going to be a great game, though, and that's what I'm looking forward to watching. And again, I'll say this. Hey, Justin, Kyle, whoever else in the chat, you are entitled to your opinion. If you think Luke Doty's a bum and he can't throw, so be it. But I disagree with you. I don't know what else to say. I mean, and I guess we're not going to know until he gets out there. So, like I said, man, I trust Shane Beamer. The bottom line, trust Shane Beamer. He's going to play the guy that gives the best chance to win. I have no doubt about that. Do I like Luke Doty's skill set? Do I like his athleticism? Do I think that helps you as an offense? Do I think it helps you as an offense when a defense can't just pin their ears back and you become very predictable? I mean, guys, in games where you cannot run the ball, because it's going to happen, you're not just going to be able to run for 200 every week. You're simply not. In games where you cannot run the football or your run is stymied, you're going to have to do something else. You're going to have to. And so, and your receivers are a deficiency till proven otherwise. You don't have a plethora of options on the outside. So so defenses are going to pin their ears back. They're going to come at you. So in my opinion, you better have a guy who can wiggle around, get outside the pocket, improvise, and make things happen. Would anybody disagree with that? I mean, that's the way I see it. Again, it's crazy to me because people were complaining the opposite last year with Colin Hill. He's not mobile. He's a sitting duck back there. I mean, let's see. Got a text from Hunter Wages. Has there been a moment since Dylan Thompson that our fan base had completely agreed at who the starting quarterback is for more than 2 to 3 weeks? We won't be a good program until we have someone be, quote, the guy. Never seen a good team that doesn't know who the quarterback is. I don't care if it's Doty, if it's Zeb, if it's a different grad assistant, if it's a coach's pet dog. Let's just trust that Beamer's putting the right guy out there to lead this team and be the guy. Yeah, most certainly. Like I said, if it's not priority number 1, it's certainly up there. You've got to find your starting quarterback. You're not. I mean, look at the top teams across college football. They all have good quarterbacks. You have to have the guy. You just simply do. It's a quarterback-driven game. If you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a chance. Bottom line. So, and I think that's one of the reasons, guys, the spread is so low, is because Carolina's just got a huge question mark at the quarterback position. Justin Collins says, I agree he gives us the better option and more flexible play sets. Just worried about the passing game from quarterback to receivers. I'm worried about the passing game no matter who's back there. So, again, I know the passing game looked good against EIU, but I'll be very intrigued to see it this weekend. I'll be very intrigued to see it against Georgia, Kentucky. So, yeah, Travie, very good point. Let's just get the win. No doubt. No doubt. Philip Harris is pretty sure that Shane Beamer wouldn't have named Luke Doty the starter in the spring if he didn't think Luke could throw the ball. Very good point. Again, guys, either way, long rant and debate on the quarterback position. I love, if nothing else, guys, I love the passion from Gamecock fans, Gamecock Nation. I mean, nobody else, no other fan base could do what we do, and I love it. It's all because of you guys. Thank you. 843-790-3377, guys. It's 843-790-3377. We're going to take one more break here on this Thursday, September the 9th. Just about 15 minutes left. Again, would love to continue to hear your thoughts, your predictions. What are your keys to the game this weekend? Are there any key matchups specifically you're looking for? What position units do you want to see stand out? Everything, all that, much more, guys. Again, we're going to close it out here in just a sec. But again, 843-790-3377. Would love to hear from all of you. Stay tuned. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, 10 minutes to go here on this Thursday, September the 9th, 2021. Appreciate you all tuning in. Continuing to take your questions, your comments, and your calls as well. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Will Croson says Birch at wide receiver on Saturday. Love that. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Let's see. Tyler Noel, I'm calling in after the break to put this Doty shit to bed. Be my guest. Phone lines are open. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Travis Ford says, I agree, Justin. I like Doty and hope he wins a Heisman. I just would roll with Zeb as the starter due to experience and continuity. If Doty shows him up, fine. I think many fans, Low Country especially, want the homeboy. I want to win. I want to win as well. That's really all I care about. And I'll tell you this, guys, if it's Zeb Nolan Saturday, I feel pretty confident that he will play well. I don't think he'll do anything to lose the football game. So I don't want to insinuate that I think if Zeb Nolan plays, we're doomed. I mean, I think Zeb will play well. I feel confident in Zeb. I think again he will be the field general and he won't put us in harm's way. So let's jump to the phone lines real quick. Tyler, what's going on, man? How are you?
Good, buddy. So let's go ahead and put this stuff to bed. I see people in the comments every day. Luke Doty adds a whole different dynamic to this offense when he's healthy. A, he can run, and B, he can throw the football. This guy wouldn't have been named the quarterback out of spring practice if he wasn't heads and shoulders above everybody. Zeb kind of walked into a unique situation in the fact that Doty got stepped on before the first scrimmage of the year. If Doty doesn't get stepped on, Zeb Nolan's still a graduate assistant, and he's on the sidelines coaching. So for everybody to say, oh, well, Zeb went and beat out, Eastern Illinois 46-0 is great. He overthrew E.J. Jenkins in the end zone. The guy's like 7'6". He threw a ball in triple coverage. Nick Muse, very, very questionable call. He made a couple throws downfield that were 10 yards to Josh Van, that good snack that was kind of, overthrown, and Josh made a hell of a catch, to be honest, and made him look good. So does Ricondre White. Those swing passes in that game. So he didn't do anything to cement himself or, separate himself to be the starting quarterback for this football team. The best version of this football team is when Luke Doty's under center. Luke's the leader of this team. Beamer has said it. Satterfield has said it. The guys have said it. Luke is their guy. So, that's just me. I just don't understand why everybody thinks, just because he can run, he can throw the ball. And everybody will see that. And I want them to eat crow whenever he goes out there and he shows it. And I want them to keep the same energy and still say that he's not their quarterback, that they want Zeb, because it's all about winning football games. Zeb's a game manager. Doty's a dynamic player. And that's just me. So.
Keep the same energy, man. I love it. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, it's just crazy to see all these people who just want to knock him because he got thrown into a dumpster fire of a season last year. Kid played 2.5 games. He played a half against Missouri. He played it with 43 people at Kentucky. He played Georgia. He played with nobody last year. He had no help. So
right. Yeah, no, I agree. Everything you said, I agree with 110%. And like I said, it's not to take away from Zeb. I think Zeb, we can win with Zeb Saturday, no question. But yeah, when you're talking about having a dynamic type of offense, you need a dynamic player. And Doty does things no other quarterback on the roster can do. Just bottom line. So.
Absolutely. Just look at Bryce Love from Alabama. He's a mobile quarterback, and look how great they are. Tua was the same way. If you're going to win football games and be elite in the SEC, you have to have a mobile quarterback because the defenses are just too fast. They get off the ball, and they're too aggressive to have a pocket passer, Colin Hill 2.0 back there to get lit up. So.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself, my friend. Couldn't have said it better myself.
That's it, brother. Keep putting out great content, man, and I'll holler at you later.
Appreciate you, man. Take care. Good stuff. Good stuff. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Hunter Wages says, I just went through and we've had 9 different starting quarterbacks since 2016. Just thought that was an alarming stat, averaging almost 2 quarterbacks per year for 5 seasons. Yeah, got to find the guy. I don't care who it is, but you got to find the guy. You got to find the guy, no question, at some point. Somebody says, after today's show, Chris, I have a quote of the day for some Counter fans. Abraham Lincoln once said it's better to be quiet and thought of as a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. Hey, man, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I appreciate all opinions. Hey, I'm grateful that people want to tune into my show and voice their opinion. It doesn't matter what the opinion is. I'm grateful for that. David Garrick says, thought Brown was an All-American. He was an All-American at the FCS level. But, I'll just leave it at that. Tony Stockman says, Carolina 34-17 winners. Beamer wants to let the team focus on Georgia. If the team brings it, they will win no matter who is at quarterback. I agree with you. Listen, like I said, guys, I mean, South Carolina can win with Zeb Nolan. There's no question they can. I think that he can. We can win with him. We can win him, no doubt. They wouldn't be putting him out there if we couldn't. Yeah, Luke RJ, appreciate you bringing it up. ECU podcast, I'll be talking today. So tonight, I'm actually doing back-to-back interviews with ECU podcasts. Back-to-back interviews with ECU podcasts. So we've got, I believe it's called the Boneyard Podcast. Yeah, the Boneyard Podcast at 8 o'clock. I'm sure they'll drop that tomorrow. And then the Sports Objective, my good buddies, I'm actually going live with them tonight at 9 o'clock. So that will be live. You can tune into that on YouTube, Twitter, I'm sure Facebook, wherever. So the Boneyard Podcast and the Sports Objective show or podcast or whatever, be doing those live back-to-back 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock tonight. So really, really good stuff. Excited to talk with those guys. Thankful for the opportunity and excited to talk South Carolina ECU. Going to be a lot of fun. So going to be a lot of fun. Ty Adams, 31-17 Cox, but still Cox by 90. John Gibbs, 31-21 Carolina. I like the scores. Ty Adams, Birch at tight end or at running back inside the 10. We'll see. I think we have a lot of options. No doubt. Maybe Birch gets in. I think at some point it'll happen this year. So, yeah, no starter name. No starter name to the weekend, guys. No starter at quarterback name till Saturday. Tyler Weed says the weekend matchups, ECU wide receivers against the South Carolina secondary. No doubt that's a big one. South Carolina wide receivers against the ECU secondary. I'd agree. And then South Carolina's defensive line and linebackers against the run game. Yeah, one of my key matchups in this game, Tyler, Sherrod Green against Rajay Harris, the running back for ECU. Really good player. And again, this is kind of the game where you'll sort of start to find out. We didn't see it last week, but I told you guys, I think one of the most underrated losses on this defense and this football team, was the loss of Ernest Jones, who's now in the NFL. So, who's going to be that run stopper in the middle? Can it be Sherrod Green? Is it Debo Williams? Is it Brad Johnson? Is it Mo Kaba? Is it Damani Staley? Is it somebody else? But you're going to have that run stopper this weekend. You've got to stop the run. No doubt. So, Thomas Walker says, being able to argue about two guys that can get the job done is more than we've had in the past. Be thankful. You're right. Very good point. Hey, Thomas, it's all about perspective, my friend. It's all about perspective. Again, guys, quick reminder, check out the podcast that dropped this morning, episode 493. Talking the game this weekend against East Carolina. Everything you need to know about the Pirates, top storylines, key matchups, keys to the game, all that good stuff. Also, a fantastic conversation with former Gamecocks golfer Caitlin Dambaugh on the show. Really, really good stuff as we highlight her career at South Carolina, guys. I mean, if you go look her up, I'm not joking when I say she has like every single accolade and every record in the books. Probably like the greatest Gamecocks women's golfer of all time. I don't know. I don't have the whole list in front of me, but what she accomplished was incredible. Like the all-time leading scoring average leader at Carolina, like crushed it. Highlighted her career at South Carolina, career on the LPGA Tour, and also Gamecocks women's golf as a whole, man. Gamecocks women's golf is crushing it. So kudos to them. Women's sports at South Carolina just continues to carry the torch. Really, they do. But really good stuff, man. A really fun interview, really fun show today. And, of course, guys, tomorrow's show, I will lock in my official prediction for the game. So tomorrow, guys, you will know who I'm picking in this football game. You will know. I guarantee you will know. So going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a good show. Great stuff. Again, appreciate you all tuning in. This was fun today. This was a lot of fun. The banter. Guys, the beauty's in the banter. This is why I do it. I love the banter, man. I love the banter. I love the back and forth. I love the debate. I love when you guys call in. That's what makes the Daily Crow what it is, man. That's what makes the Daily Crow so special and so much fun. So thank you guys for bringing it today here on a Thursday. Last thing, Ty Adams says, I was talking with a coworker about this matchup this Saturday, and I said, but they got beat by App State. Instant regret and flashback to 2019. Foot, meat, mouth. Yay. Thank God it's a new era. Gamecocks football. We can put the past in the past. Again, folks, thank you all so much for tuning in. Like I mentioned, go check out the podcast that dropped this morning. Really, really good stuff. Yeah, really exciting stuff happening, guys. Keep up with the content. Content bleeding out the eyeballs. We'll have full coverage of Shane Beamer's call-in show tonight as well. And like I said, if you guys are hanging out tonight, you want to tune in, I'll be talking East Carolina Pirates with both the Boneyard podcast and the Sports Objective back-to-back 8 and 9 o'clock. And, of course, we'll share those links on social media. But, again, guys, thank you so much for bringing it on a Thursday. Really appreciate you all, your love, your support. Have a great rest of your Thursday, guys. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.